Today we're going to learn how to draw an eye using charcoal. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to gather our supplies and we're going to start with a light sketch. You're going to use a harder lead or a number 2 pencil to do your drawing. We're going to use these worksheets as a reference image. You can draw directly on the worksheet or you can work on a separate sheet of paper. Here we're going to begin with a separate sheet of paper. So you can see our pencil sketch is super light. Next, I'm going to use one of my harder charcoals. You can get more detail with the harder pencil charcoal. So it's going to look a little sketchy at first, but that's okay. We're mapping out our lightest lights, so we're leaving the white of the paper, and as you can see, I'm kind of layering the darkest darks, and then I'm using a blending stump to blend out the edges, but looking really careful at the reference image. You don't want to overblend and lose those lighter highlights. So it's really a slow process of putting down some charcoal, blending, adding some more charcoal, using the eraser to pull out the highlights. So here I'm going in with some vine charcoal, which is a little bit softer. So it's going to give me some more of those middle values. And then for my darker, more detailed areas, I'm using the compressed pencil. So now I'm moving on to the eyelashes. Eyelashes are really tricky and you really have to look closely. See how they grow grouped together? It's really common to kind of start making it up here and begin drawing each lash individually. So we're just kind of getting that in, and now I'm getting some of those shadows on the white of the eye. This is another area where people tend to forget that there is a lot of shadow, and if you look really closely, that shadow in the white of the eye is a little dark, and the shadow behind the eyelashes is also on the darker side. So really examining that reference photo and looking for these areas will really help you out. So again, we're going back in with some of the lashes, and notice and taking my time and seeing how they really are grouped together and noticing the direction that they're growing in. So here I'm getting that shadow just behind the eyelashes, and notice that little bit of light that hits that edge right in between the lashes and the white of the eye. So notice here on the reference photo, it's lighter and the space behind it's darker. Yet on this side, that little edge of skin is slightly darker and the space behind it is just a little lighter. So it transitions kind of somewhere in the middle. So these are things that you really want to look out for that make a huge difference in your eye drawings. So observation is really super important when you're drawing anything, but especially with the eye because there's so many like little details. So here I'm going back in with a number 2 pencil. So this is really kind of important. You can combine pencil and charcoal. The only thing is you cannot layer your pencil over your charcoal or vice versa. You can put down a little bit of pencil kind of next to your charcoal to get some of those lighter areas if you need a little bit more detail, but you really just cannot combine the two together. So now we're coming to the end of the drawing, and it's really just kind of a push and a pull, a little bit of the eraser, a little bit of blending, putting down some more of your darks. But this is really the fun part where you get to see all of those amazing details start to pop. So if you need more worksheets, reference images, or slideshow, you can find them linked below or on my website, insideoutartteacher.com, or in my Teacher Pay Teacher shop. Have fun!